Shout out to August Drinks for sending me this story right here. And it's coming out of Texas, where, in Texas, they just had one of the biggest snowstorms they probably have ever encountered. I don't want to say ever, but that they've ever seen. And people are still, dealing with a lot of stuff, trying to get their life in order, considering all the circumstances that they are going through. But none more like this person you see in this picture, whose name is Rodney Reese. He's 18 years of age, and he actually was arrested and had charges put on him simply because he was walking home in a snowstorm. So apparently we can't walk home in the snow now without being racially profiled, even in the damn snow. That's their climate right there. So, they be out and about making snow angels and shit in the freezing cold. And apparently putting charges on a black male is part of that as well. I'm going to go ahead and read this article coming from The Guardian, posted February 22nd, 2021. A misdemeanor charge has been dropped against a black man who was arrested last week for walking home on a street during a snowstorm in Texas. Rodney Reese, age 18, was arrested on February 16th in Plano and charged with being a pedestrian in the roadway, news outlets reported. My thing is this: who was driving? Who was driving in a badass snowstorm besides probably them? A pedestrian in the roadway during a snowstorm, y'all. I don't even want to give them the benefit of the doubt. But for those of you who are not used to snow, usually when it snows like that, usually people are not driving in the roads, and people will walk in the middle of the street because, well, no one's driving. I can't tell you how many snowstorms I've been through in my life, and I've walked in the middle of the street, and not once have I ever been stopped by anybody and charged as a pedestrian walking in the street during a snowstorm. They made it seem like he was walking in the middle of the street on a clear day. Now, if he was walking in the middle of the street on a clear day, then maybe you would probably want to know like what's going on with this person. And then on top of that, they brought up the thing about it is they brought charges up on him. Misdemeanor charges on this guy. Let me continue. Police said officers received a call about a black man seen stumbling along in the middle of the snowy street wearing a short-sleeved shirt and were sent to perform a wellness check. Maybe he was stumbling because it was hard for him to walk in the snow. They said they received a call. I wonder who called. I bet you it was some PC person who does not know how to mind their goddamn business. See, you can tell by this picture. Now I looked at I didn't look at the video, but I saw the image. You can tell that he fits the stereotype. Black, tall, kind of husky. He fits the stereotype to a T. The big black boogeyman. Police released body cam footage of the encounter on Facebook Friday. In the video, police are seen following Reese and repeatedly asking him where he is going and if he is okay, to which he replies that he is fine and he is on his way home. If he replied that he was fine and he was on his way home, then y'all should have just left him alone and let him go and do that. But no, in typical PC fashion, they always have to go the extra mile with us and escalate it to create a problem when there isn't one. Reese told KDFW TV he was walking home from his job at a Walmart and didn't stop for the officers because he didn't need their help. Officers continued to follow Reese for about 2 minutes before stopping him, telling him they were doing an investigation and informing him that he was being detained. Reese replied no and continued walking, but was stopped again. In the video, a brief scuffle is seen as officers attempted to handcuff Reese, who can be heard asking to be released. According to the Facebook post, the arresting officer noted that Reese resisted arrest but chose not to charge him. See what I mean? They created a problem when there wasn't an issue, just because they wanted to create a problem. Plano Police Chief Ed Drain told KDFW TV the charge was dropped because the arrest wasn't consistent with why officers were called to investigate. They should have taken him home is where he should have gone. Exactly. Instead of, following him and saying you were doing this and doing that, which probably put in his mind that they're trying to come to harass him, you should have said, okay, when he said, okay, I'm walking home and everything like that, and say, okay, well, we can offer you a ride home. because we don't want you to walk out here in this storm and something happens to you. That's all they had to do. But oh no, they just had to go and dip into the mayo jar and pull out all that shit and just smear it everywhere and do what they typically are known to do. And I'm willing to bet they probably have done this to another black man before. It's just that on that day, it wasn't snowing. It could have been raining. Drain backed his officer, stating that at the time of the arrest, they didn't know Reese's age, where he worked, or where he lived. Drain also said he doesn't believe race was a factor in the arrest, but added that he can't get inside people's heads. Bullshit. Again, I say bullshit. Of course, they want to come out and say that race wasn't a factor because they know that if they had to come out there and say it was, which they'll never fix their mouths to actually say, then they'll know what will be coming down on them. Reese said he believes the call that brought officers to the scene and his subsequent arrests were based off of the color of his skin. Of course it was. And I truly believe that it was. They saw this big black being walking out in this bright ass, cold ass snow, and they just automatically thought he was up to no good. You know, and that's PC people for you, not minding their business, because they always think that they're trying to make sure that they're checking up on our well-being. They don't give a damn about us and our well-being. And I bet you, see, the thing is, whenever I think of PC calling the cops on black people, I always think of what happened with John Crawford and Tamir Rice. Sorry about that. And so many other black people, especially black males, who have had the cops called on them because of some quote unquote suspicion. So what? He was walking home in the snow in the middle of the goddamn street. The roads are covered. There shouldn't be anybody out there. It's even them. He was minding his business going home. And like they said, before he went off on a tangent, I had to go in, that he had one thing right. What they should have done is ask him or offer him a ride home, which they did not do. Because all they saw was this big black insubordinate buck that had to be broken. I keep telling people, they are not far removed from their ancestors. Even in a goddamn snowstorm, they still act like the goddamn abominable snowman, or the snow yeti, I should say. If I was him, I would definitely, I would sue them. But see, the thing is, they dropped the charges so there won't, in hopes that there won't be a lawsuit. But I truly believe he should sue them. And they need to find the person who made the call. Like, who be making these calls? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Who are these random phantom PC people making these calls? It's like they just see one black person. Hello? Yes, operator, I would like to talk to the police. I see this black person. I see this. No, they ask me, like, who do you see? Or they say, I see someone out there. Can you give me a description? Black. I'm sorry, you got to say it like PC. Black, because they like to say black. He looks like he's about 6'5". He has a little fro. And he looks threatening. Can you please come send someone out here? Because I don't know what he's about to do. And I've never seen him before a day in my life. That just sounds like a Karen right there. I bet you it was a Karen that made that call. Not saying that Brad won't make a call, but Karen is known to pick up that phone and make a call. But he's lucky, because that could have turned a whole nother way. And we know it. And I'm sure he does too. To all the PC people out there, especially the PC cops that keep saying you want trust and everything from black people. You want to know why you don't have it? Situations like this. And the crazy part about it is he's far from the first, and I'm almost 100,000% certain he will not be the last. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Please text the number that is pinned down in the comments below so you can receive notifications every time I upload a new video.